Ladies and gentlemen, another beautiful Monday night here at Iona College, New Rochelle. Your host, Greg Carlson, here with
Steven Salgado.
Devin O'Brien.
good to hear from you. So today we're going to be talking about the gun laws in America. We're going to be talking about the recent police shooting in L.A., as well as, what's the name of that movie you watched,
Focus.
Devin? Focus with Will Smith.
The best actor in the world.
Best actor in the world. Right, that's a great, strong opinion you have there. All right, so let's shake it out for a minute, guys. Let's get relaxed. Okay, here we go. So, Steven,
Let's start it off with a little bit of news.
what do you got for us? Let's hear it.
Is that playing?
No, sir. Let me turn it on for you. Ready? Try it.
Yeah, go for it.
Do it. Oh,
There we
yeah,
go.
I like that.
Hey guys,
Oh, this is
Steven
great.
with your WICR News, and here's what's happening. The big story this week is net neutrality. For those of us who still aren't sure what that is, net neutrality is the idea that internet service providers and government should treat all data on the internet equally. That means that service providers should not be able to slow down your internet connection and charge extra for internet service based on speed, content, or any other type of criteria. After months of intense debate, the FCC approved rules that reinstate net neutrality regulation, which is intended to protect the openness of the internet.
Ever since the internet was created, it's been organized around basic principles of openness, fairness, and freedom. There are no gatekeepers deciding which sites you get to access. There are no toll roads on the information superhighway.
And now that we're one step closer to free internet, we can talk about all the dress colors that we want. I say is gold and white. And on to another story. Service has been restored with a few delays on the Long Island Railroad after a train struck a Toyota Highlander SUV on the tracks. Police say that the train was going from Long Beach to Penn Station, and it hit a vehicle at around 12:25 p.m. at the train crossing. Witnesses told police that an elderly female was heading south on Rockland Avenue when she drove onto the crossing, despite flashing warnings and crossing belt gates. According to MTA police, the gates came down behind the SUV while it was still on the tracks, and the train hit the rear of the vehicle. There were no reported injuries, and the train was taken out of service.
I just thought maybe he was suffering from sensory overload or something like that, or trying internet incorrect.
So, what do you guys think of another train accident? Pretty similar to the one that we had in White Plains a couple of weeks ago.
That's ridiculous. Like,
No, what I really think about the whole, what is it, the metro system? What's it called?
The MTA.
The MTA, sure. They're doing it wrong. Okay, there's been this crash, another crash with the lady a few weeks ago, and something, the derailment last winter, right?
Yeah,
Where, like,
that was
30
actually right by my house.
right.
That was the train tracks right by my house.
And a lot of people died, right, or got hurt, or
Yeah,
What happened?
the train cart, I guess, was going too far around a curve, and it
Right.
went just completely off the rails. So the train cart was just off sideways. A lot of people got hurt. A few people died, I think.
You see, I think that the train system is slightly prehistoric. Okay, like the way they have safety set up, there pretty much is no safety. There's no heads up for things up on the track. There's not enough electronics involved in it. So when something bad happens, it's on a mass scale, because it's like how fast do trains go? They just go way too fast. And when it's time to crash, it's like that's it. All of it's going downhill from there.
Well, you know what they're actually doing in LA? They're building like a high-speed train like they have in like China, Japan. They go...
the bullet trains?
Yeah, like one of those bullet trains. They go incredibly fast, and I believe the one in Japan has not had a single accident or like a lateness, like a delay.
Right,
So
it's
I
like
think,
it's on a 30-second mark or something like that.
Yeah,
Like something crazy.
so I think they're building one somewhere in California, and I'm like, we need one of those, because we've had like 4 train accidents in the past what, year or so?
I think that before we get one of those trains, we need to figure out what Japan's doing to not have so many of them crash.
I think the technology's there.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got to spend the money on
Like
it.
the mechanics and all that.
Yeah.
Is all good.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Or, just don't drive up on the train tracks when
When
the
when you
when
see
the lights
those,
are on.
when you see those things coming down, just hit your brakes. Don't try to make it.
Yeah, well, the last story was the same, the one that we had in Valhalla a couple of weeks ago. The woman drove onto the tracks, and I guess she got stuck, so she went, like, outside of her vehicle to, like, look around, see if, like, the rail, like, hit her car.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, at that point, you see a train coming, just get out of the way.
Well, yeah. Why would you go back in your car?
I don't know.
Now, what I think we have to do, we can't rely on people to solve those problems. Like, what happened? The operator, he couldn't do anything about it. It's
Yeah,
too
I
late.
mean, there's no way that you're going to stop a train going that fast.
The
It's
lady
gonna
in the
hit
car, most definitely, she was out of her mind. She was like on her wits' end. She was freaking out. Whatever happened, going on in her head. That didn't work either. So the question is, what are we gonna do? What's the middleman? And that's got to be some kind of technology that pre-plans for these types of things.
Yeah, it just gives you a little more safety.
Right.
Yeah.
Some
There
kind
are
of
gonna be
sensors
those-
on a track or something.
There's always going to be
There's
people.
always going to be those people who need to get somewhere and
Yeah.
won't obey the traffic signals.
See, they were lucky here that nobody got hurt. Like, the train just hit the car, but I don't think the lady wasn't hurt. Or she might have, I think she went to the hospital.
Right.
She went to the hospital and she had some injuries, but she wasn't hurt, and any of the passengers weren't hurt either. So, that's pretty good. And in some even crazier news, if you can believe that, a guy named Christopher Jones had a seizure while skydiving from 12,000 feet in the air and survived. The video is actually up on YouTube, and you can go watch it if you want. It has about 5 million views in about 2 days. And if you watch the video, at the 2-minute mark, you can actually see him going to a seizure. He spends about 30 seconds unconscious in a free fall before his instructor catches him and pulls his ripcord.
I was expecting him to roll himself over. I had no idea he was having a seizure at the time. I couldn't see him in the eyes. I couldn't see what his hands were doing. I just thought maybe he was suffering from sensory overload or something like that, or trying an incorrect technique of actually trying to make himself turn. But I wasn't aware he was having a seizure at the time. So
that's pretty crazy.
Wow.
I mean, first of all, I would never go skydiving. So there's one danger out of my life.
But that's why you go with a professional, because
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
guys know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But the question I got to think about, did this dude always have seizures? Like, was there any kind of medical screening before this happened?
You know what? I'm not sure if they actually have any of that information, because I think this just happened a few days ago. But I know that the guy was still in like a skydiving training class.
Right.
So he had done a few jumps prior to the incident. I think he did like 2 or 3 jumps, and it was the third one where I guess he just had a seizure. I guess you can't control that, but it's definitely the worst time to be unconscious. It's
when
like
you're in the
12,000 feet in the
when
air.
you're in the air.
Yeah, but I think he regained consciousness while he was still like floating down. That would have freaked me out.
Yeah.
Wow. I can only imagine.
Would any of you guys ever go skydiving?
Yeah, I'd definitely go skydiving.
Yeah?
I mean, I would have to feel brave enough.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
I would think it would be a cool experience.
I don't think it gets more challenging than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hike.
But would you go skydiving with the person on your back, or would you take the lessons to just go solo?
Oh yeah, that guy went solo.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Well, I
personally,
mean,
I would have to. I'd want to build up to going on my own.
Yeah.
For sure. Because I'd see other people doing it, and that's just what I would want to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably prefer to go solo than
Yeah?
to be.
No, strap me to someone.
Strap you
If
to
I- yeah.
strap me to
If I'm
someone.
going out of a plane, I'm taking someone with me. I don't care who it is. I'll be strapped on there like a child on like a harness.
Well, this brings us to our next segment, folks. It is, what time is it? It's 5:23, right on time. We're going to be talking a little bit about the recent movie Focus with Will Smith. So, hopefully you guys enjoy a little bit of this. Go ahead, Devin. What do you got for us?
Well, if you're like me and weren't able to get tickets to the basketball game on Friday, then you probably went to the movies. And one of the movies that came out this weekend was Focus. Now, it doesn't offer anything new to the table in a con caper genre, but heck, it's a fun and entertaining ride. It doesn't have any explosions or action, but rather it's clever, smart, and cool. Will Smith brings his usual charm and charisma to the role as Nicky, a con man who can rob the wallet from your pocket, the watch off your wrist, the ring off your finger, or the purse off your shoulder without you ever noticing. Let's just say if he robs you, you're not going to want to see your bank account after he's done with it. He recruits a young woman, Jess, who wants in. She wants to be a con man herself. And if she she could hold her.
Sounds scary.
Yeah. And Nikki is willing to show her the ropes. Jessie is played by rising star Margot Robbie. You could see her hold her own against the likes of Leonardo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, she was pretty good in that movie.
Yeah, she was very good in that movie. In Focus, she was able to outshine even the likes of Will Smith. In each scene she was in, Robbie brings humor, energy, and passion. Now, the plot is overcomplicated with the who's conning who kind of premise.
Sure.
But in the end, I don't really care. As far as movie escapism goes,
Hello?
this is no exception.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. With lavish sets and gorgeous cinematography by Xavier Grobet, the movie may not have a full house, but it certainly has a few aces in the deck.
Sounds pretty good. That's definitely a movie I would watch. Will
That was a
Smith
very compelling
being
review.
Yeah.
one of the best, in my opinion.
Yeah. It was very entertaining. Like, definitely, like, just go in and just have fun for an hour or two.
So Will Smith, what was his in the movie I'm talking about? What did he do before he became a con man? Do they say that?
No, he starts and ends as a con man. He was born into the business.
Okay, sure. So he just knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
And
he's been in the business. Like I said, he's been in the business since as far as back as he can remember.
Gotcha. So with this, they decided to make a movie about what his final score, or like just a really big one.
Well, it just starts out with him and Robbie's character Jess, and they're just like hitting it off, and she wants into the con business, and he's willing to show her the ropes, and then of course the usual Hollywood love story. They fall in love, and but Smith, like, he doesn't want her in the business, so he tries to like tell her like, this is the last one you're gonna do with me, and then moves on, and then as fate has it, 3 years later they reconnect.
Okay, so it's like he's a bad guy, but there's always a girl in the movie.
There's always a girl in the movie, but it's always
she kind of persuades him, like she wants him to be a good guy, right?
No, she wants to be a con man herself.
Oh, okay.
But she wants to do cons with him.
Oh,
So who's conning? Oh, I guess you don't want to spoil it.
No, I don't want to spoil it.
But
please
it
don't
seems
spoil
like
it, please.
Who's conning who in that movie?
Yeah, it does get like I said, it does get overcomplicated with the who's conning who kind of premise.
Gotcha. Well, gentlemen, we gotta go for a little break here. Our producer just gave us a little note. Can't read it. So we'll be back
Because
after
my
these
handwriting's horrible.
messages, ladies and gentlemen. Cue the music. Nope, nothing there. How about this one? Nope. How about this one?
I think you have to just turn the slider up from